So Sheriff Hoffman, what I wanted to really give you an opportunity to talk to the community about is that in our school board meetings, we had this huge protest, and I call them manufactured narratives. However, this manufactured narrative got a lot of traction to the point that our conservative school board majority had to step in and do a resolution on it on this rumor that ICE, law enforcement,
not the kind you put in your tea.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. The ones with uniforms,
right,
would actually be able to go into Sarasota School District and into the schools, and they would be able to take children out of the schools. Depending on their legal status,
right.
And so I just wanted to give you an opportunity to communicate about that.
So it went beyond that. Really, they thought that that we were going to go into the schools now, and I can tell you categorically from the standpoint of the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, we have not done that. I've had a very professional relationship with ICE. We've taken hundreds of criminal illegal aliens for violent felons out of this community, and I'm proud of that. Rape, robbery, murder, child molestation, everything that you can think of. But this is what happens when we're not focused on education. We're focused on manufacturing something that isn't true. We've never taken a single student out. Now, I will tell you, I would think that any rational person, if a 17-year-old student, just hypothetically, was an illegal alien and they say raped a 12-year-old, I think we can all recognize that person is going to be taken into custody and may in fact be taken into custody on a school board campus if that's where they would be found. But that has not occurred. We have a very good working relationship with Chief Enos. I heard about this. I saw that it was kind of a manufactured issue. Unfortunately, because 10 million people were let into this country illegally, many of them, terrorists and bad people. I have plenty of work out in the field here in the state of Florida, statewide, addressing that we're not and have not gone into the schools. Don't manufacture that. If there was a situation, let's just take it's an American citizen student. If they stole a car and drove a stolen car to school, there's going to be some law enforcement interaction in that situation. But I think what happened was the narrative got turned in that we were targeting and that we're showing up at the school and we're showing up even at Home Depots and restaurants. None of that has occurred. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office has intervened in calls for service that we've gone to and out on the road in what I would call normal routine law enforcement operations. I've talked to the attorneys at the school board and reassured them that we're not going to do that, and we haven't done that. So that's just one example, I think, of manufactured, lack of common sense and frankly some outside people, because we were in the parking lot and saw some of the license plates and some of where the people were coming from, and this wasn't necessarily a homegrown situation. You talked about availability. I've lived here for 43 years in this community. I have the same cell phone number for the last 25 years. If somebody has a question about that or our interaction with the school board, you can reach out to me by email or by phone, and I'm happy to set the record straight on that. But that has not happened, and it's just kind of a false narrative.
Well, thank you for clearing that up, because we have had to deal with the narratives, manufactured narratives, as I call them, at our school board meetings. And I have actually been in meetings, 3- and 4-hour school board meetings, where every community member who gets up to the podium speaks about something other than education. I have actually sat through meetings where not one agenda item was spoken about. And so that is really concerning as a future board member, that we are taking our eye off the ball. And again, let me refer back to 30% of our children are struggling at 3rd grade with their 3rd grade proficiency reading. And so I want to make sure that we get back to refocusing on education and we get rid of these manufactured narratives. And it really is a struggle when there are school board members who are sitting at the dais and they are actually creating or contributing to these narratives. And so that's what I'm also hoping for, is that we can collaborate together as a new school board. And we can work together in getting the focus back, because our superintendent's working hard, our administrators are working hard, and our parents and our students are working hard, and that needs to be rewarded and not the manufactured narrative. So anyway, I appreciate you addressing that.
That should be our focus. You're welcome.